good morning. Happy Monday. I hope you are doing well today. I hope you had a really good weekend, that it wasn't too stressful or too strenuous. Welcome into the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the collective energy today. So astrology will clarify with some tarot, oracle, and then just any channeled messages that come through. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you find messages here. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. It's all about the love, baby, at this channel. No, I mean, it's really about how we grow, how we evolve. There's no pressure here, you know. We see things, have awareness, understanding, growth, evolution in the right time, right place, always. It's an interesting energy right now because I do feel like there is some resistance to that. There's always a transition period when change is afoot, right? And we have to get comfortable in the new. We're walking away from something comfortable. Even if we don't like it, even if it's outworn its time in our life, we still cultivate a sense of familiarity towards it. And that's why it's so easy to go back to people, places, things, habits, patterns, etc. It becomes a part of our identity. But I feel like our soul is always telling us when it's time to grow, when it's time to evolve, push forward. And right now it is about putting in that work. Wah, wah. Sorry guys. We are in Capricorn season. Wouldn't it be amazing if it was just like the present at your front door when you got home? Sorry, this is taking forever to light. I'm gonna cleanse out the energy as I do. I think it's important just to set intention to release, let go, anything that might be blocking our energy, our awareness from seeing what we need to see. And I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure love and grace in the process. We are covered in divine white light. Sometimes we just have to remember that in order to drop back into our energy, ground back into who we are, what is highest and best for us. Please release any obstacles, anything that stands in our way today. Yes. Ooh, amen. I complain that it won't light and then it's like so stinking smoky. All right, let's get into it. All right, so welcome Monday. These messages are always timeless. Whenever you find them, if they resonate, then they're meant for you. With that being said, I am recording this on Monday, which is the day of the moon. It attaches a lot to our sacral chakra. So how we are bringing things into this world. The sacral chakra is our reproductive chakra. It is new ideas, new beginnings, birth, and it's also attached to our sexuality, obviously. But with that, it's our creativity, our sensuality, the way that we love and engage with our life, and, you know, just connect with it in a little bit more romantic way. And it's not specifically about another person, especially right now. We have 4 different, 3 planets and the fortune point in Sagittarius. There's a lot of expansive energy, the moon, Mercury, and Venus. So this is about like tuning in to how we feel about things. Mercury gives us the energy to push forward, to explore new territories, talk to people, learn new things, etc. Kind of gaining that information. And Venus is that connection to the sensual part, the passionate part of who we are, and diving into that and exploring it and really believing that it can be true. right now with Mars in Capricorn, we have to put the work in. I mean, you know, whatever. We do live in a culture of instant gratification. It's nice. I like it, you know, in some ways. Not that that's like any threshold, but we also have to be very careful not to go down that slippery slope, especially when we are trying to manifest, when we have goals, desires, accomplishments we want to achieve. Everything takes time, and there is natural order. And Mars is the energy of putting our money where our mouth is, essentially. Okay, so some type of reunion. I was seeing this in the energy as I was looking at the astrology chart. Ironically enough today, or not, the tarot never lies, Venus is square to Black Moon Lilith. So Black Moon Lilith is always about like dangling that carrot, you know? She's the one that puts those temptations in front of us to see if we're gonna take it. Are we gonna take the bait, so to speak? And it is attaching back to what I was talking about earlier with Venus liking to be comfortable. We like to feel good. We like to feel nurtured. We like to be supported. I feel like whatever this reunion is for you that's coming in today, it's a lot about using your intuition, as we always say here, but there's some type of guidance and direction that is coming towards you. I feel like you're not gonna like everything that you hear, or, you know, because sometimes when we have conversations with people, especially if there is tension or challenges within the relationship, you know, they can say things about you, they can accuse you things, you know, whatever, and those are not fun conversations to have. However, I do feel like there is value in it. It's not just about a resettling of this this partnership. You know, I think that things are going to come to light. Here's the thing. I feel like it's one of those situations, one of those deals where it was just supposed to play out in the way that it did. And so while there are like miscommunications, misunderstandings, difference of opinion, difference of perspective, I feel like there might be some harmony that comes in today for some of you guys. You might be readdressing this with that individual or readdressing the situation. And I feel like it, like I said, it restores some type of balance. But for some of you, I think it's more about guidance and clarity and understanding, oh, like this is what the situation was. And this is maybe how I showed up and how I can do better next time around. There's always going to be things that we can work on, right? We're never perfect, any of us, you know. We're playing with people, places, and things, their woundings, their triggerings. It's really hard to like navigate all that stuff, you know. We do our best to come from the best intention, but sometimes it just doesn't translate, and not good, bad, right, or wrong, you know. It goes back to that idea that what is meant for us will be in our life at that period of time, i.e., if there is something that is being released, as we have been seeing through Mercury retrograde, even the beginning of this month, the transition into 2024, we need to be courageous enough to do that. You know, I feel, here's the thing, I think today is a healing energy. There has been a lot of emotion in the air, so be really mindful of how that's playing out in your life. It can feel a little depressing, off-putting. It can easily trigger you in situations where maybe you wouldn't normally otherwise. 10 of Swords energy. This is betrayal. You know, for some of you, I'm hearing it did feel as deep as that. There's a lot of wounding. And so remembering that it's actually important for that stuff to come up from within our being. We shove emotion, feeling into our energetic body. It then manifests in the physical body as disease, sickness, pain, suffering, etc. And so we really have to allow ourselves to feel our feelings, let the grief, let the pain, let the sadness come up. It's also bringing with it wisdom. 10 of Swords is wisdom after struggle, right? It's being able to say, this is what I learned from this situation. The Lovers, maybe it was a partner, Gemini energy, someone who was really close to you, someone who you believed in, you thought it was going to work out in a different way. It can be romantic, it can be business, it can be friend, community, family. This is just someone that you feel really connected to, and I feel like you really liked the connection, but it fell flat. It never got off the ground. It really, like I was saying in the very beginning, that initial channeled message, it was what it was supposed to be. And you specifically, maybe even them and the situation, it's evolving now. It's like time to move forward. I feel like it's time to let the past be the past, especially with this 6 of Swords showcasing walking over the bridge. There's that butterfly, which really symbolizes rebirth, transformation, going through it, and rising again and moving on towards like what this was meant to be for you. There always are going to be regrets and sorrow. This is just like part of our karma. We have to find a way to heal ourselves or just be gentle with ourselves. 8 of Vessels. We're not perfect. We're always going to have things, or there always are going to be things about the situations, about the interactions that are unhealthy or toxic, or people functioning out of low vibey energy. That's just the nature of the beast, It's not meant in regard to shame anybody. I think the more we can give people space to just be and not judge it. Yes, we have to know what works for us and what doesn't. If someone's showing us a certain type of energy and it doesn't feel right, then we move on. And I feel like that's where we're exploring right now. Like I said, the astrology is really talking about that. However, with the Sun and Mars in Capricorn, it's like you gotta make it happen. See what you're working with. Jupiter, Uranus in Taurus. See what you're working with, what you have, what's working, what needs to be out of the way. And then really kind of intuit and tune in where you need to put that work and that energy. And just know it's not going to always look, easy and perfect and graceful and fine. There are still parts of it that are just really challenging. The Death card has been coming up for us a lot. Death in terms of rebirth, the Phoenix energy, rising above, overcoming, being able to rise from the ashes, from the hurt, from the pain, and rebuild and find happiness, hope, peace, balance, stability with that 4 of Wands. This is you actually. I love this energy for you because it really talks about how you're being conscious and intentional about the life you want to live, right? But especially as it relates to your internal environment, or your close environment, like your intimate relationships, the people that are around you. It's changing, it's shifting for all of us. And I feel like collectively, it's really the weeding out of people who are doing the work, who are pushing towards growth and evolution, and people who are resisting that growth and evolution. And that's what we have to be conscious of. There is newness coming in, new community, new support. I feel like this is you pushing for that. And I feel like what you're leaving behind, like I said, that message keeps coming through for me. It was meant to be this way. I know that doesn't take away like all the disappointment, all the pain. I get it, 100%. I think it also gives us a little bit of space to take a deep breath, to recenter, reground, find our balance. There is this call towards patience in the process. That is why we are still seeing and feeling some of this resistance. and it goes back to 444 was on the clock. Oh, I love it, as I pulled up the 10 of Vessels. Okay, so 4s talk about the way that spirit, our archangels, spirit guides, crossover loved ones are really on our side and protecting us. 4s are about growing that stability. It's the 4 corners, the 4 pillars, it's strength, it's solidarity, and it endures, right? And so here's the thing, it might not feel really awesome right now. You might be processing through the pain, the loss, the grief of what you're leaving behind. That has been a strong theme, especially over this past month, and it ebbs and flows. There's days we feel good about it. We feel good about our path, where we're headed. And there's days that the emotions really drain us and kind of take over. And we need to be gentle enough with ourselves to know when to take a step back, when to take a beat, when to rejuvenate our energy, so we can have more intentional energy to put towards what our goals are, right? Instead of just running ourselves ragged, burning the candle at both ends, or emotionally imploding, pretending it's not there, and then imploding down the line. We can actually just deal with it now. It's stressful because there's a lot going on. I'm saying that a lot, I've noticed. Here's the thing. No, it's true. It's true, right? 10 of Wands really speaks to the amount of burden and stress that we're carrying. And this actually just drives home that point even more. Saturn is in Pisces right now. It's the message to take care of our emotional body. It's the places that we're avoiding. I mean, here, in modern world, there's so many distractions, so many ways to avoid, not be self-aware, not even just tune in and understand why our emotions are telling us one thing or the other. And if we take the time to do that, honestly, it makes us stronger. It does not make us weaker. It's not saying that you have to go tell people your emotional problems or cry in front of them. It's not saying that. Feeling your emotions can be done in a safe and quiet space, right? Especially if you're not comfortable with sharing or confiding. I understand that. We really want to be protective of ourselves right now. But at the same time, there is this call to keep moving forward, keep pushing forward with that Knight of Swords energy, Keeper of Wands, especially with whatever you are overcoming in the past. King of Wands has been popping up for us so much. Whoever this is, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it could be a masculine energy, but it could also just be someone who has a lot of masculine energy, i.e. pushy, forceful, forcing their agenda. Because this King of Wands doesn't really feel like they're helping you. I feel like they keep either blocking you, hindering you. I don't know. It just has this vibe. Yeah. The cards never lie, guys. I told you. It popped out right away. Fire energy. It has this energy of not wanting you to... I strongly feel this is the person you're leaving behind, and they don't want that. They don't want to let go. You have, though, this is a connection that I feel like you've done the work. You've overcome what you need to. It was a part of your karma, a part of this growth, a part of this evolution. Today it feels a little heavy, but I still feel hopeful. You still feel hopeful. I'm seeing that as well. I think the transitory period is taking a little bit longer than what you wanted, what you intended. But again, this is I think the best thing to do in the periods where we feel like we are waiting, i.e. 3 of Wands energy, seeing what comes in for us, it's a good time to refine. It's a good time to go back through, learn more self-care, self-love. What are some practices you can implement that make you feel strong and supported throughout the day? How can you better invest in yourself? That is really going to determine what comes in for you. We all dream, fantasize, desire about having a certain life or certain things. And really, I do believe we can have whatever we want. I think there's a work component. It's not just about like, daydreaming it into existence. We have to be open. We have to put ourselves in the right places with the right people at the right times. But also making sure that what we're working with is in alignment with us. And sometimes that takes some readjustment. Okay. Karmic path. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit. Want for that confirmation. We got double karma. So like I was saying, it's Saturn energy. Saturn forces us to learn our lessons. What I like though is Saturn is in a position where the more we learn, the more we do the work, it's going to bring about that abundance. It's going to bring about, and even the astrology confirms that with how it's aspecting Jupiter. So you have to have that trust, that faith component. We just don't really like the way it feels right now. I mean, whatever, like, putting in the work sometimes is very annoying. I get it. Like, I'm kind of in this space where it's like, I feel like I've been working my butt off for X amount of time. I just want a little bit of breath of fresh air, reprieve, right? And I think that is where I'm talking about learning places to maximize our time, maximize our value through self-love, self-care. It seems counterintuitive because it's adding an extra thing on our plate. At the same time, we gain in energy, vitality, we're more excited, more passionate. It's easier to sift through the bullshit that comes our way. This is big change. We get double confirmation on our first two oracle cards. Affluence. Okay. So it's like worth it. That's what I'm hearing with that affluence. It's worth the work. It's worth putting in, sacrificing, doing what you got to do. Obviously, I'm going to continually reiterate, take care of yourself. That is how you don't burn yourself out. It's not going to feel as awesome. Good fortune. Guys, I love this. It's not going to feel as awesome when it comes in if we're exhausted. We're not going to be able to appreciate it as much. So I'm really encouraging you today, especially with Venus square to Black Moon Lilith and trine to Chiron. The more we put the energy into ourselves, take some time out for your heart, your mind, your soul, schedule a massage, acupuncture treatment, foot detox, do one at your house, take a nap, meditate, do something therapeutic, a yoga class, whatever. You guys get my drift. All I'm saying is the more that we take care of our heart, like I said, the more we invest in ourselves, the better that what is coming in. And what is coming in is like dope as fuck. I'm just gonna say it, guys, because it's like, it's good fortune. Sorry, my fingy is covering. It's good fortune and affluence. This is something that you've been working really hard for, and I feel like it's coming in a better way than you could have even envisioned it. I'm not overselling it. There's this person in the way, or a group of people, or a situation. It has a lot of fire energy around it, right? It can be business, it can be creative, it can be people or something trying to push you in a way that you really don't want to go. It's very pushy. It's pushy and it's counterintuitive to what you want. It's also blocking whatever plans you've been making to move forward. So be really conscious of that. Part of that is your karma, right? Part of that is forcing you to grow and to overcome the change and the challenges, right? If everything was easy, it wouldn't be as gratifying. This is gratification in the lesson, in the process, because again, what is coming through, and we'll just show these again because it's important. What is coming through is really amazing. It's super heart honoring for you, and it is really this reward of what you have done for your heart, for your mind, for your body and soul today. So I love this. Take care of yourself. It might feel a little bit heavy or dark today. Don't be afraid of that, right? Like, allow yourself to feel, journal, write it down, and then you can burn it. You know, that's like the best way to get rid of feelings we don't want to feel, or lack of worth, lack of value. We don't feel good enough. We don't feel someone is accepting us. Maybe they're rejecting us. Maybe, you know, maybe they do have ill will or negative intention, and we need to just continually break that cycle, cut that cording. It's so important, because the energy right now is trying to see, are you going to go back into thinking very small about yourself, or are you going to rise above and actually claim on to what you want? It's a great year to do it, I feel. We'll get into it a little bit more, but maybe I'm like overly optimistic. I just think that this year is going to be a little bit more grounded than what it was last year. We were still kind of going through this reshuffling. We're doing some cleaning up of that in the beginning of January, but I really like where the energy is headed, especially the next few months. We'll get some of that reprieve with no retrograde. Whoop whoop. And Pluto re-enters, I should say, Aquarius. So it went into Aquarius last year, went into retrograde, moved back into Capricorn. That is definitely confirming that energy of forcing us to do the work around what needs to be changed in our life, what is changing, whether we want it to or not, and what we need to change as individuals. And then Aquarius allows us, as it moves into Aquarius, it allows us to feel like excited, expansive, hopeful. There's wish fulfillment with Aquarian energy. It's innovative. So definitely keep that in mind as you're moving through, releasing, letting go. Obviously, always sending love and blessings to whatever you're experiencing. My heart is with you. Definitely drop comments below if it resonates. I love to hear how it's showing up in your life. Thank you for the love and support to the channel. It means so much to my heart as well. Have a fabulous day.